Okay, picture this. You're in the den. An entrepreneur, nervous but hopeful, asks for £50,000 for just 5% of their business. And before they can even catch their breath, a dragon leans in.
And boom, just like that, the entrepreneur is stunned. How did he do that math in a split second? It looks like a magic trick, right? But it's not. It's simple math, and it's the key to unlocking how investors really think.
So how do they actually do it? Well, I'm about to show you. In this explainer, we're going to break down the exact formulas the dragons use. By the end, you'll be able to do that same mental math in seconds. Whether you're prepping for your own pitch or you just want to get a real handle on your business's value, this is for you. So, let's start with the absolute basics. This is the simple calculation that flashes through a dragon's mind the second you say your numbers. You have to get this right because it is the foundation for everything else. Okay, here it is, the core formula. Let's go through this very slowly so it sticks. It's your investment amount divided by your equity percentage, and that equals the company valuation. Let me say that again. Investment amount divided by the equity you're giving away equals the full valuation of your company. It's that simple. So let's apply this to our example from the den. The entrepreneur is asking for an investment amount of £50,000. We take that amount and we divide it by the equity they're offering. Now the equity was 5%. And here is the crucial part you cannot forget. For the math to work, you have to convert the percentage into a decimal. So 5% becomes 0.05. So 50,000 divided by 0.05 equals 1 million pounds. And there you have it. That is precisely how a dragon calculates your valuation on the spot. It's not a guess, it's not an opinion, it is a direct calculation based on the two numbers you just gave them. Okay, you want to do this even faster in your head? Here are the mental shortcuts. For 10% equity, just multiply the investment by 10. Easy. For 20% equity, you multiply the investment by 5. And for 5%, like in our example, you multiply the investment by 20. That's it. Practice these three and you'll be doing this math just as fast as they do. Right, so now you understand the basic calculation. But here's the thing, that only tells a dragon what you think your business is worth. The next big question is, how do you justify it? Now we're going to get into the 3 core methods they use to figure out what your business is actually worth. This is the Dragon's Toolkit. Method number 1 is the revenue multiple. This is super common for early-stage companies. The formula is your annual revenue times multiplied by something called an industry multiple. Now, this multiple isn't just a number you pull out of thin air. It depends on your industry. For example, a fast-growing software company might get a multiple of 5 or even 10 times its revenue. But a more traditional business, like a local shop, might only get a multiple of 1 or 2. You'd use this method when you have sales coming in, but you're not profitable just yet. Okay, moving on to method 2, the profit multiple. Now this is often considered the gold standard, especially for established businesses that are actually making money. The formula is simple. Your annual profit multiplied by a multiple. For a healthy, growing business, this multiple is usually somewhere between 3 and 8. If you can show a history of profit, this is your strongest card to play, for sure. And the third and final method in the toolkit is the asset-based valuation. This one's really straightforward. The formula is your total assets, so that's things like your stock, your equipment, any property you own, minus your total liabilities, like any outstanding loans. This is the method you turn to if you don't have revenue yet, but you have real, physical things of value in the business. So let's just quickly recap the toolkit. It's really a decision tree. If you have revenue but you're not yet profitable, you're going to use the revenue multiple. If you're profitable and established, your best bet is the profit multiple. And if you're pre-revenue but you own valuable assets, then you use the asset-based method. The whole key is picking the method that honestly reflects where your business is today. Okay, you know how to build a valuation. Now, let's talk about how not to get it torn to shreds. There are a few classic mistakes, total red flags, that will make a dragon say, "I'm out," before you can even finish your sentence. Red flag number 1, and this is the cardinal sin, asking for a huge multi-million-pound valuation when you have 0, and I mean 0 revenue. This will get you left out of the den. So what's the fix? Be realistic. Use an asset-based valuation if you have assets, or just accept a modest, early-stage valuation that reflects you're just getting started. All right, red flag number 2, completely ignoring what's happening in your market. You have to do your homework. If businesses similar to yours are selling for, say, 3 times the revenue, and you walk in asking for 10 times your revenue, you're going to look like you have no idea what you're talking about. The fix is simple. Research what comparable businesses have actually sold for. That's your reality check.
And the third big red flag is what I call the future potential trap. This is when you base your entire valuation on a dream. You say, well, in 3 years, we're going to be worth 10 million. A dragon will always fire back with, that's great, but what is it worth today? They invest in reality, not a business plan. So make sure your valuation is firmly grounded in today's numbers.
Okay, enough theory, let's make this real. It is time for you to calculate your own valuation. I'm going to give you a clear, step-by-step action plan to follow. Here is your 5-step plan. Ready? Step 1, gather your key numbers. That's your annual revenue, your annual profit, your assets, and your liabilities. Step 2, choose your method. Are you revenue-based, profit-based, or asset-based? Step 3, find your industry multiple. You'll have to do a little research here. Step 4, calculate. Just run the numbers using the formulas we've covered. And finally, step 5, and this might be the most important, the sanity check. Look at that final number and ask yourself, honestly, could I stand in front of 5 dragons and defend this?
Now look at this. This shows you why choosing the right method is so critical. For the exact same business, an online retailer, using the revenue method spits out a valuation of £450,000, but using the more conservative profit method, only £150,000. That's a massive difference. The real defensible valuation is probably somewhere in the middle. And that really brings us to the question that matters most. It's not about which formula gives you the biggest number. It's about this. What is the valuation that you can actually defend? What number can you stand by with evidence when you're under the microscope? So there you have it. You're now armed with the exact framework the dragons use to value a business. So your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to go through the steps and calculate your own valuation. Drop a comment below and let us know how it goes. And of course, if this was helpful, make sure you subscribe for more breakdowns just like this.
Like and subscribe.